feel confident in yourself for this season?
I mean, why wouldn't I? I mean, I put the work in just like everybody else. So the confidence comes from getting out there, getting the reps, and constantly just building things, you know, not what the media says.
On the Raiders rundown today, Johnathan Abram gets testy with the media, Branden Bolden hypes up the running back room, Alex Leatherwood reflects on his rookie year, and Coach Pierce reveals the leader in the linebacker room. All this and more will be discussed on the Raiders rundown.
Hey little bruh, subscribe to my bruh, WiFiWillie, latest and greatest Raiders content. Ring the bell if you haven't already and like this video. And donate to my Cash App, Real Raider, to support this show. I really need the money.
The stern Johnathan Abram gave a lot of short answers in this press conference, reminiscent of Marshawn Lynch with the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm here so I won't get fined.
Honestly, whatever coach asks me to do, I'm just here to get better every single day and do what they ask me, do what they ask of me.
Do you feel you have to prove yourself either for them or the future?
No, I don't think about any of that. So, you know, I just show up to work every single day just to get better. That's about it. Honestly, I don't even think about last year. We're on to a new season. That's all I can focus on.
You feel confident in yourself for this season?
I mean, why wouldn't I? I mean, I put the work in just like everybody else. So, you know, the confidence comes from getting out there, getting the reps, and constantly just building things, you know, not what the media says.
Where do you think you are in terms of developing as a player?
I'm right on time. Yeah.
The media has clearly pissed Johnathan Abram off. The smiling guy talking about salmon is no longer here, or salmon. As you can see, the beat reporters asked him about his fifth-year option almost twice. And in that position, what is he really supposed to say? Obviously, he can't say what he thinks. He can't say that it sucks. And to be honest, it's not all Abram's fault. I mean, he's had multiple defensive coordinators in his short 4-year career. And he's also dealt with 2 season-long injuries. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I want him to go one-on-one covering Travis Kelce, but I'm also not going to sit here and act like he doesn't have the potential to be a great safety. And that's the key part of what Abram said, is that he is confident in where he is right now in his career. The question will be, can Johnathan Abram prove all the haters wrong? And it's not only for the Raiders. I mean, this is about his career. If he goes out there and balls out, he could test free agency since we declined his 5th-year option, and maybe he can get a dope contract somewhere. And I think that's why he gave a lot of the short answers. He's playing it smart. He doesn't want to get trapped into anything. And at this point, with your 5th-year option decline, you got to be open to anything. You got to be open to any possibility that can come by in the future. Johnathan Abram certainly is. But among the Raiders fan base, Johnathan Abram is like the new Derek Carr. You know, half the fan base is either against him or half the fan base is with him. Half the fan base is watching those highlight hits on YouTube, and the other half is watching them lowlights in coverage. But people never focus on the good things in coverage. How about the fact that Johnathan Abram is one of 4 players on the Raiders last year to even get a freaking interception? Either way, I'm looking forward to see what Abram does at safety this year, and I'm looking forward to the whole safety group as a whole. You got Duran Harmon there, Roderick Teamer, Dallin Levitt, a lot of talented guys who could really shine if given the opportunity. Halfback Branden Bolden reflected on the competition in the running back room.
It's very competitive, but as a group of men and group of backs who've been in systems where it's a bunch of backs, I mean, with Josh, Kenyon, me, Amir, Z, and Britt, like with everybody, there's been a group of backs with everybody. And as far as for me, and I'm telling them, I'm here to make you better and you're here to make me better, and we're gonna push each other to get better. And that's just kind of how we've been going about things. We cheer each other on when we're in there, we coach each other up when we come off the field. So it's beginning to look like something nice.
And he would also go on to talk about Josh Jacobs in particular.
I mean, what doesn't impress you about Josh? Josh is a hell of a back, hell of an athlete, very patient, very explosive, and he can do a lot of things with the ball. So he brings a lot to the game, and he helps everybody out. I mean, even in pass protection and stuff like that, too. So when you got guys like that, and then you got the rest of the guys in the room, we're just here to sharpen each other, make each other better. And so we're here to learn. So, you know, we're going to try to add 2 cents into Josh thing. He's going to add into the rest of us, and we'll see how good we can be as a room.
Most of these guys understand that you have to have a committee at running back, and they've all been part of running back rooms that have a committee, even Zamir White in Georgia. And think about it, even in Alabama, Josh Jacobs did not get the lion's share of carries while he was there. And in order for all these running backs to stay healthy, you gotta have a good rotation of backs. So you got all these people saying, oh, is Josh Jacobs gonna be traded? Dude, I do not think that's gonna happen. He is way too talented, and you gotta have this guy in the rotation this year for our Super Bowl run. Bolden has been around Josh McDaniels the majority of his career, and he talked about his trajectory.
That's a trick question. The same, he just says it a little more stern now. It's like if you was getting babysitted by your older brother and now the parents are nowhere at home and you're stuck with your big brother for the weekend. It's kind of like that. But, you know, Josh has been cool just these past years to see him go from, you know, coming from Denver, coming back to New England. And I had him since I was a rookie. And just to see where he is now, like, I've appreciated his journey and I appreciate being part of his journey. And, you know, very glad to be here. But there's no big difference between Josh the coordinator and Josh the head coach. I mean, he demands perfect and he wants perfect, and we're going to go out there and practice to make it perfect.
So hopefully Josh McDaniels continues to ascend with the Las Vegas Raiders. Yesterday, right tackle Alex Leatherwood had the majority of first-team reps, but he split a large portion of them with Brandon Parker today. Leatherwood talked about when things started to gel for him as a rookie.
Yeah, I feel like halfway to about 3/4 through, that's when I started really everything started to slow down. I started to understand what I really needed to do as an O-lineman and to be a good O-lineman in this league, stuff like that. So from that point forward, I felt like that's where I began to grow. You know what I mean? I'm human. I got emotions, you know what I mean? I'm also prideful in what I do, in my product, you know what I mean? At first, definitely it was a distraction a little bit, not, anything crazy, but I learned to, you know what I mean, just block all that out, you know what I mean? Just be where my feet are and focus on me and getting better every day, no matter what anybody said, because my coaches, my team, my teammates, they all believed in me. I believed in myself, so.
So you see, he's talking about blocking out the noise. He hears the criticism just like Abram, and that's what you got to do is block it out and just try to learn and develop. He was also asked if it makes him more comfortable to have a solidified position, whether it be tackle or guard.
Is it important for me? No, not really, because just like I said earlier, the value of being a versatile player, you know what I mean, and just having that value to play anywhere on the line, because that just brings you that adds value to you as a player, as a teammate, you know what I mean. So it's all just contribution to the team.
So you see, he emphasized versatility, and that's what Coach Brasillo said last week. Unless you are the best at your position, they're going to prioritize versatility. So Colton Miller is the solidified left tackle. For the other guys to make the starting lineup, the best thing that they should do is try to learn to be versatile in case somebody goes down. The former New York Giant Antonio Pierce talked about his second-year linebacker Divine Deablo.
It has a lot of talent, obviously transitioning from that safety position to linebacker, but there's a lot of physical traits there that I can't coach, I can't give him. The mental aspect is what we're working on, and he's doing a great job of that. What you see is for a guy that's real eager and happy, loves being around the building, loves being in the building, loves ball. I think those are all traits that you want from a linebacker, especially a young guy.
So it appears that physically, Deablo has it put together. The question will be, can he understand the game from a mental standpoint? And that's what Pierce is going to emphasize in minicamp. Pierce also had to hype up his captain, Pro Bowl linebacker Denzel Perryman.
Have you not seen his PJs that he wears to morning meetings too? It kind of threw me off. He wears his hat. I mean, he's got swag. He's from Miami, right? He's a proud Hurricane. I've known him for a while, obviously, maybe not on a personal level, but from afar. What he brings not only just, with swag, but attitude, professionalism, and I say more importantly, leadership. When he talks, the room gets a little bit quieter, right? And you want that from somebody in your defense. And you really like it from the linebacker position, right? Being biased a little bit, you want the meat and the heart of your room of your team in that linebacker room. And he really carries that. And obviously he has fun doing it. I think that makes my job easier as well.
Some people question whether or not Perryman would be the leader in that linebacker room because he struggles in coverage. But guess what, man? This guy has it put together. I tried to tell you. That's why he made the Pro Bowl last year. He's a freaking stud. He lost a ton of weight going into the 2021 season, and it showed. He really did improve in coverage last year. Keep in mind, last year, Denzel Perryman only had 14 missed tackles, and that's freaking insane. Pierce also talked about his experience as a linebacker and how that'll translate as a coach.
Well, I think when I played, I saw myself as a coach on the field. I think I was known for being a student of the game, obviously going up against Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, teammates with Eli Manning. There was a lot of chess matches that we played with one another, Tony Romo as well. So I really prepared myself when I played as a coach. I sat there and I didn't probably do the hours like the coaches, but I was in this damn building as much as those guys and studying, preparing myself and making sure as a defense, we saw things the same way. Because as a coaching staff, you can tell guys one thing, but when those guys get between the lines, they got to see it the same way. And for me, that transition has been, I would say, fairly easy.
So it's really interesting. On the defensive side of the ball, we have former players turned coaches. You got Franco Com at the D-line, former player turned coach. So hopefully these guys can gel together and have a defense that improves upon last year. Keep in mind, last year's defense allowed the least amount of yards in Derek Carr's entire career. The defense on the other side of Derek Carr has always allowed more yards than last year. And that's crazy because last year we had an extra freaking game. So any improvement upon last year will make us a top 15 defense in the NFL. You also had QB coach Hardegree praise Derek Carr.
I've always thought he's been a great player. The best part of this thing is he's an even better person. I mean, it's great. He comes to work every day. He listens to everything we do, and he works his tail off. And he's got a great mind. kind, very smart, and he's a great football player.
To be completely honest with you guys, his press conference was boring as hell. Whenever the freaking media says that's good, we don't have any more questions, and you're only up there for 3 minutes. Look, the media wants to grill anybody and ask them all kinds of questions as long as they possibly can. And when they pull the plug short, you must have been a snooze fest. Hey, but all that really matters is how you are in that QB room and on the field coaching up the players. Let's see if Coach Hardegree can be a better QB coach than our previous one, Sons of Anarchy's Greg Olson. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is WiFiWillie of the Raiders Rundown. Like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe for more Raiders content and ring the bell to make sure you get notifications when my next video is dropping. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.